I secretly recorded my family talking about me. I wish I had never pressed play. I never thought my own family would become the reason I stopped believing in the word home. Growing up, I was always the quiet one. My younger brother got all the attention because he was outgoing. My sister was the favorite because she could do no wrong. I was simply dependable. Whenever something needed to be fixed, paid for, or handled, everyone looked at me. I didn't mind. At least that's what I kept telling myself. After college, I started working full-time. I helped pay the electricity bill whenever my parents were short on money. I covered my brother's rent more than once. I even helped my sister with the down payment on her car after she promised she'd pay me back someday. She never did. Whenever my friends asked why I kept sacrificing everything for people who barely appreciated me, I'd smile and say, they're family. That's what family does. Looking back, I think I was trying to convince myself more than anyone else. One Saturday morning, I left home early for an emergency shift at work. I was halfway to the office when I realized I'd forgotten my old phone at home. Since I already had my new phone with me, I figured I'd pick it up later. What I didn't remember was that the night before, I'd been testing the voice recorder because the microphone had been acting up. It was still recording. That evening, I found a 7-hour audio file. I almost deleted it. 7 hours of random background noise didn't sound very interesting, but curiosity got the better of me. The first few minutes were exactly what I expected. The television was on. Someone was making coffee. My parents talked about groceries. My brother complained about work, and my sister laughed at something online. Then someone mentioned my name. I stopped scrolling through my phone and started listening carefully. My brother laughed. You know what's funny? He actually thinks we appreciate everything he does. My sister replied without hesitation. Why would we tell him otherwise? He keeps paying whenever we ask. Then my mother's voice filled the room. As long as he feels guilty enough to stay, he'll never leave. I froze. I waited for my father to defend me. Instead, he chuckled. He's always needed our approval. That's his weakness. The room erupted with laughter. Real laughter. Not awkward silence, not discomfort. Laughter. I replayed that part 5, maybe 6 times, hoping I'd misunderstood. I hadn't. Every birthday they'd forgotten. Every holiday I spent buying gifts while receiving nothing. Every time I emptied my savings because someone in the family needed help. None of it mattered to them. I wasn't their son anymore. I was their backup wallet. I barely slept that night. The next morning, I quietly opened a new bank account. I canceled every automatic payment I'd been making for them. I removed my name from shared bills, packed 2 suitcases, and rented the smallest apartment I could afford across town. I didn't leave a note. I didn't argue. I didn't cry. I simply disappeared. 3 weeks passed. Not a single phone call. Not one message asking if I was safe. Then payday arrived. Suddenly, my phone wouldn't stop buzzing. Where are you? The electricity bill didn't go through. We need money. Why aren't you answering? My mother finally texted. Family doesn't abandon each other. I stared at the screen for a long time before replying with 6 words. I finally pressed play and listened. Nothing else. A few minutes later, my father called. Then my brother. Then my sister. I ignored every single call. The next day, my mother left a voicemail. She was crying. Not because she'd hurt me, because she'd been caught. Month passed. Relatives started calling, asking why I'd cut everyone off. Apparently, my family had been telling people I'd become selfish and abandoned them for no reason. For the first time in my life, I didn't defend myself. I didn't need to. The people who truly cared eventually asked for my side of the story. I didn't argue. I simply let them hear 30 seconds of that recording. That was enough. Some apologized for believing the lies. Others stayed silent. Today, I still have that audio file saved on a hard drive. I've never listened to it again. I don't need to, because sometimes the hardest part isn't hearing the truth. It's accepting that the people you would have done anything for only loved what you could do for them. And once you stop being useful, they stop pretending to love you.